I deserve some wine for this video that I'm about to do because I don't want to. Like, okay, obviously I want to, or I wouldn't be making it. So, hello? I read 100 books this year, and this is my bottom 10. Thanks. Okay. First of all, I apologize. But do I? These books, all of these books made me mad in at least one way. Okay, so some of these books are not poorly rated. Like I said in my first video, rating is whatever. So some of these books are written well, obviously, but they're on my list because they made me mad. And like, not mad in like a good way. Like Bunny, of course, made me mad, but hello. We are going in order from in which throughout the year I've read these. So the first one on this list we have is The Merciless 2. So in the first one, the character, what is her name? Sophia has to get an exorcism for some reason, which I don't really remember. And some crazy stuff happens. And literally crazy stuff happens in that book. And so this is the second one. And we follow her after the first exorcism became out of control. She now goes to St. Mary's Catholic boarding school and meets this boy. And he is starting to be like, I think you're a little bit possessed. I think we need to do an exorcism on you. This book is WTF, but not in the best way. Not in the best way. It just like, to me, this book was kind of pointless. I am interested in reading books 3 and 4, mainly because I have them. And such an easy, both of the first 2 books were so easy to read. And I rated this one 2 stars out of 5 stars because I just couldn't give it a 3. Not very memorable. I just remember that it was like wild, but not the first compared to the first one. But it was a good Halloween book. Seems like she could write some pretty crazy horror. So I wouldn't be against picking some of her other stuff up. It's by Danielle Vega. I didn't say that. The book on my list is so controversial because so many people love this book. I'm going to apologize. I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I gave Red, White, and Royal Blue 4 stars, and I gave One Last Stop 5 stars because the characters. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the other one. So Chloe, our main character, moved to Alabama. Yeehaw. And she goes to a Christian academy where her main goal was to be valedictorian. Her rival, Shara Wheeler, is this popular girl. Blonde, cute, popular, smart. She got the brain, she got the look, she got it all. And one day, Shara kisses Chloe. And then, this is a month before graduation, and then she literally paper towns everyone, and she disappears. I was upset because for why, didn't really make much sense to me. Like, it was paper towns all over again, in my opinion. I just didn't like it. It was just like, I just didn't like it. It just made me mad because I didn't like it. I was so upset because I wanted to like this book so bad because I like the author's other books a lot. And I think this is only their 3rd book. So I need that redemption, please. I rated 3 stars. And it's fine. It's just fine. Don't go into this expecting to love it like the other ones, because it's not like the other ones. It's different. That's me being hypocritical because I liked If We Were Villains. And If We Were Villains was The Secret History. Speaking of The Secret History, just kidding. That's a spoiler alert. Number 3. Perks of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Ridley. I hate to put 2 Suffolk books on this list. Absolutely hate that. I think there's another Suffolk book on this list too. And I need to go jail for just putting those on this list alone. I should have left it alone. I shouldn't have been saying anything. I have to be honest for you guys. So, perks of loving a wallflower. First of all, I didn't like either one of these main girls. Philippa needs to get married. Thomasa is, I think that's how you say that name. Thomasa is disguised as a duke. They fake date to get the attention of a dude who can actually wed Philippa. And then there was a whole B plot line that I didn't quite understand. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't understand the B plot line. And I wasn't into it. It's my fault. It's my freaking fault because I don't like that, how do you say, the Regency era. For some reason, I just don't like, there's something about it. I just don't like it. It just makes me like, I'm just like not interested. Like, of course, like, it can be pretty or whatever, like in pictures, but it's just like I just don't like it. It's just me personally. It's like it's not the book, it's me in this case. So basically Thomas was Count Olaf. Like, Count Olaf could learn from that girl. Like, hello, County, take some notes, period. She was dressed up and everything all the time, and the drama of it all, honestly, I appreciated that. I appreciate that from her because she had a fit for everything. She had a fit for every idea ever. I'm a character girly, and if I don't like the characters, I don't like the book. I'm just saying. And I didn't like the characters, so I didn't like the book. I didn't like the Regency area, so I don't like this book. I'm just saying. Number 4. I have to talk about it. Okay, so I know I'm not gonna get canceled because it's been said before. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I got some feelings about this book, you guys, because maybe that was her point. Maybe that was her goal all along, Colleen, is to be like, get these people talking about me, because she's gonna make her coin either way. Colleen Hoover, I only read this book by her, but I have not heard great things from people and like the community I follow anyways. She writes a lot of books. A lot of people like them and a lot of people hate them. She's going to make her coin either way. She's going to make her coin from haters. She's going to make her coin from people who follow her religiously. Like, she does not care. Lily moved to Boston to start her own flower shop. Her name is Lily Bloom, first of all. She moves to Boston to start her flower shop where she meets Ryle. And Ryle is a neurosurgeon. And they just like hit it off, and then everything is just too good. Too good to be true. And you know what? It is too good to be true because Ryle is a piece of yeah, he's a piece of crap. And I don't appreciate. Anyways, so, and then Atlas is her first love, Lily's first love, and he shows up, and then it throws their whole relationship off. So, you know what? Atlas is a POS, and I honestly hate how I see Insta girlies and TikTok girlies, like, liking him. And honestly, Atlas is kind of suspicious, too, because he was 18, she was 15. That is not right. Wait, I think that's what their age was, but it was like pretty severe for the age. Like, what is it? 18 and 15. That's 3 years apart. 20 and 23. That's not a big deal. But like, sir, that's a child. That's a child, and you're an adult. What the heck are you doing? Anyways, I didn't like any of the characters. Like Ryle's sister, after he found out what Ryle did to Lily, why are you still talking to him? Like, no, immediately disowned. If my sibling did that, what he did to my best freaking friend, I talked to my sibling, and I don't understand why the sister, I don't even remember her name. I think her name was like Margaret or something. I don't freaking know. I don't understand why she was still entertaining her brother's BS. Anyways, and oh my god, before I read this, I'm lucky that I am not sensitive. Before I read this, nobody talked about how domestic violence was like the main theme of this book. Like, you have to know this. This was advertised as a romance book. It was always like advertised as like just like a romance book. Like, and so that's why, first of all, that's why I was like interested in reading it in the first place. And yeah, I didn't know that this was about domestic violence, and this was like, this needs to be said. So I wish that the author's note, her author's note, Colleen's, was before the story, because it would have made so much more sense to have that in there. So this is like this book is loosely based off of Colleen Hoover's life. I would have liked the book better, because I remember saying to my friend after I read it, like, oh, I just read the author's note, and that makes me want to give it 3 stars, but I cannot do that, because just the way that it was said. And like Ryle, this guy literally meets her once. The first time they meet, he like can't stop thinking about her, which, like, okay, that's fine, like that happens in real life. People meet people and like they can't stop thinking about them, period. So that's not a red flag. The red flag is that he literally did not know what apartment she lived in, goes into her apartment building, bangs on everyone's door, and then he finally found her. He found her, Lily I'm talking about. He is like in her room or whatever, and is like on his knees begging her to have sex with him. That gave me so much embarrassment. I'm glad I was listening to the audiobook, washing the dishes. I was alone in the room because I cringed. That's disgusting. Don't ever do that. He was just like, let me get you out. Like, I want to get you out of my mind. Like, please just have sex with me for one time. Oh my, it was pathetic. It was a little bit pathetic. And he's just a piece of crap, and I hate him. And I hate this book. I'm done talking about this. If you want to talk to me about this book, please don't ever talk to me about this book. Please don't ever mention this book to me ever again. Please. But I gave this 2 stars and not 1 star. Anyway, I think the only book that I've given 1 star ever was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And oh my god, if I had my YouTube back then when I read it, I would have been ranting about it. I would have been. Number 5 is The Southern Books Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and we all know how I feel about this book. And I said that I never want to talk about this book again, so I don't want to talk about this. I talked about this in my October wrap up. Please go watch that video, because I don't want to talk about this book. I would just say it was icky, and I don't want to talk about it. And I rated this 2 stars because there was thrilling moments that were good, and then there were thrilling moments that were not needed. SA, not talked about by the community, and not needed. The racism, not really. You can have a scary book without those 2 things. The shock factor of like trauma to women is not needed. It's not okay. See, now I'm starting to think I don't hate this book, because the 2 books that I hate, The Secret History, you know what? I didn't hate this book. I gave this book 3 stars. It just was on my bottom favorites because it was hyped up to the gods. It was hyped up by everybody. It was hyped up by them, except for the few people, of course, who were like, why are you reading that? College student. We follow a group of rich classic kids. Secret History, Donna's Heart. And a murder happens, throws off the balance of the friend group, just like, and if we were villains, just saying. And we followed their slow descent into madness. Everything happens in the very end of the book, and that's what really made me like, what the heck? I don't like that. Maybe if you like an extra, super, extremely slow burn, you'd like it. I didn't mind that this book was a little bit pretentious. The writing, I thought, of course, was good. 8 chapters for nearly a 600-page book. I'm done talking about this. I'm done talking about The Secret History. But however, I still have this book because I do want to reread it and see if my opinions change. I just want to get it. I don't know what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow. Is really a mystery if I'm going to read that or not. Probably not. Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. I rated this book. I think I rated this book 3 out of 5. Claire is a scientist. She's like a part of a salvage crew. And one day, her ship gets a distress signal from the Aurora, which is a ship that has gone missing 20 years ago. And so her and her crew go to like see what's up with that. And first of all, they were not in the ocean. They were in space. And that's what threw me off. And that's just what threw me off. I also talked about this in my October wrap-up because they were in space the whole time. Done. I'm done. I'm confused. That made me confused. I don't like sci-fi. I'm the problem again. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Yes. For this book, I'm the problem. For Perks of Loving a Wallflower, I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem for The Secret History. You know what? I'm not the problem. I am not the problem for Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. And I am definitely not the problem for It Ends With Us. The next book I'm going to talk about is number 8 on my list. And that is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serle. And I really wanted to love this so bad. I just talked about this in my November wrap-up. So if you'd like to see more thoughts on that, you can go ahead and go to that. But I wanted to like this. The first chapter was amazing. I was bawling. I was like, how was the first chapter like this making me cry so bad? But I did ultimately rate this 2 stars because the main character, did not like her that much. The story was not really clear. I wish we knew about the magical realism, but could have been great. There could have been a lesson. She could have had a coming of age moment in her 30s, and it didn't happen. None of that happened. It was all just flat to me. The next book we're going to talk about, number 9, is Catherine House. I didn't like that one. I didn't. A girl. So the Catherine House is a prestigious school where you have to be shut off from the world for 3 years. No phone, no newspaper, no book, whatever. And you can become like a politician, a judge, whatever, but you have to like go to this house for 3 years and be cut off and do school or whatever. So this girl, I don't remember her name, she goes into this Catherine House and she makes buddy with her roommate, and they both suspect that something is going on. Something happens to her roommate's name is Baby. Something happens to Baby, and then the girl's like going a little bit insane. And then okay, so it was compared to Bunny. I picked it up because it was compared to Bunny, and it's not Bunny. It's not Bunny. Don't go into this book thinking that is Bunny. I didn't like this book, and Bunny is like one of my favorite books of all time. So not like similar vibes throughout, of course. It's why people compare them, but it's not. I think I didn't like this also because I had just read Bunny, and then like I said in my previous video, Bunny put me in a 4-day reading slump, and then that was the book that I chose to pick up. It's not really looking great. No book after Bunny that I choose to pick up would have been a good book. So yeah, I rated that 2 stars out of 5 stars. And the next book is going to be Rainbirds. I'm so sorry that I didn't like this book, and I really wanted to. The first chapter, I was like, hello, this book is so good. And then the rest, I wasn't into. And a lot of people like this book more than they like the author's other work, why? I did talk about Rainbirds already in my November wrap-up, so go ahead and check that out as well if you want to hear my thoughts on those. But I am tired. It Ends With Us and the Southern Book Club's Guide for Slaying Vampires took so much out of me to make this video. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me roast these books, because I feel bad. I feel bad about it. And maybe next year I won't feel as bad when I roast my bottom favorite books, because I think I could make this a yearly thing. I really like this idea. However, the execution of bottom 10 gives me tremendous anxiety, but I think that hopefully it's good for you. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, please put this emoji. The girl for bottom 10. Thank you. Bye bye.